I actually look more towards the Mac and the iPad businesses. We saw through 2020, and as we all expected, Q2 as well, extremely strong growth in those businesses, fueled primarily by remote work. And I think the question we're all asking is, will this continue? Now, I think we will continue to see these businesses grow in 2021. The new iMacs are jaw-droppingly beautiful, the new iPads are real laptop replacements, and remote work will keep these devices, as well as iPhone, in high demand. And actually, at Superhuman, we just completed a study that underlines all of this. It turns out that 51% of US remote workers are now buying productivity tools out of their own pocket, and a further 17% more still plan to do so.
It's interesting because I feel like the market's had a hard time, Rahul, trying to figure out which stay-at-home, work-from-home tech plays that worked during the pandemic have staying power and which ones are just representative of pulled forward demand, like we saw in the Netflix quarter, for instance. So how do you think about the winners and losers?
Well, I think we have to remember that Apple is one of the most diverse businesses in the world. And there are two developments I'm very excited about happening this year. Number one, I expect them to announce the M2 chip this summer for inclusion in all MacBook Pros this fall. And as we all remember, Apple historically knocks it out of the park with their second generation products. And I think that the M2 will be no exception. And then secondly, I think the most intriguing development is that Apple are reportedly working on improvements to iMessage that would compete with WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger. Now, this is huge because there are over 1 billion iPhones in the wild, and iMessage is the most used messaging app in the US. That makes Apple the only company in the world that could actually beat Facebook at their own game. So this could spell the end of one network built on advertising and the rise of another built on privacy. And I think that is completely independent of any stay-at-home dynamics.
One wonders why they haven't advanced iMessage sooner. There's some low-hanging fruit there to improve it compared to the likes of WhatsApp. But talk to us, though, about your outlook for their services revenue, always seen as a real gem of a business demanding of a higher multiple, and clearly it's growing very well.
Absolutely. And I'm in particular very excited about their podcast subscriptions. Like I said, over 1 billion iPhones in the wild, which for Apple is actually a double-edged sword. Now, they've been able to continue to increase iPhone growth recently, but so many of us are already satisfied with our phones. So I would expect to see replacement cycles lengthen over time. But that install base with their credit cards represents an unprecedented opportunity for monetization. So I think we could witness the transformation of Apple from primarily a hardware business to primarily a lifestyle and ecosystem business over the next 5 to 10 years.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.